everyone. We're picking up directly where the last vlog ended again. Welcome to week 4. It's Monday morning. We finished, really just only finished putting in the bunk window over the weekend because it gave us so many challenges. So I didn't film that as part of this vlog, but rather the last one. Anyway, the vlogs were starting on Friday because that's when we got our van, and now this one's starting on Monday, so you can just deal with it. Okay, so Vincent is putting in a ton of work the next 3 days because he took the weekend off to help me with this window. So I'm on my own for the next couple days as far as working in the van, but we got everything prepped so that I can do a lot by myself. So just want to show you what we're going to be doing right now is making all of these, just basically transplanting them over to here. Obviously, they'll be in slightly different spots. We also have this really fun big cord to deal with, which I'm going to put flush with this support beam, and then I'll bracket it together with the up and down supports that are going in. Now that we have the window in, we can know exactly where we're going to put the rest of these and, you know, box this out the way that it should be. So we got plenty of work to do. Later, whenever Vincent can help me, I also need to finish putting these across supports on. They're just really hard to do by myself. This one we couldn't even get the last bolt in, so it's just liquid nailed in, and we'll have to find some other ways to make this extra supported down the road. So yeah, today it's just measure, make a cut list, cut it out, stick it on the wall. Super easy, super fast. Let me show you the tools I'm using. There's actually kind of a lot of them for this project. We'll be using mostly the miter saw to cut these beams into the right lengths. And then we've got, let's see, our Kreg jig, which isn't out of his box yet, but the Kreg jig to cut pocket holes into those. And then we also will need wood glue for the ends and liquid nails for anything that touches the metal to get them actually on the wall. So that's kind of all of the supplies. I'm also probably going to be adding some extra bolts into a few of those overhead beams, so we've got a couple extra things to do there with some extra adhesive. And let me show you how I plan this out because it was really a challenge to figure out. Also, I'm using this whiteboard for my cut list. Love doing that, where I can just erase it and be done. So here's my notebook that I'm using. I was really having a hard time visualizing everything, so what I ended up doing was just taking a picture and drawing it on with pencil, which is kind of hard for everyone else to see, but I can see it really well. So like there's where the window went, and I've just been following this and putting these where they need to go based on the measurements that I already took when I drew this all out. So this is what we're going to be doing today. All these up and down bits. It's going to be great. Good morning. It is Friday morning. We are still working on framing. We were working on framing until like 9 o'clock last night. Just trying to get stuff done. This week is excessive heat warnings all week. I'll show you the literal temperatures. It's been crazy. So like yesterday I tried to work in the morning, but by like 10 o'clock it was just too hot outside. Yeah, look at this. This is what we're dealing with at the moment. Just non-stop red. So yeah, we just can't work outside quite as much. But one very exciting thing that happened is that our passenger window finally came. I don't know if you can see, I wish you could see like how big this thing is. It's massive. It is going to be easier to install than the bunk window though, luckily. Because you don't really need a template for it. You just cut out along the grooves of the van. So like it's a little bit easier than the bunk window for that. Let's show you. So it's gonna go right here on the door, and you just literally cut out this whole area where the lines are. So it should go pretty smooth, I hope. We have all of the urethane adhesive and primer, and this window also doesn't get screwed into the van. You literally just use a good amount of adhesive and stick it on. So that's kind of nerve-wracking. Yeah. But it'll be okay. We got this. So we need tape to tape the window up after we put it on, and a few other things. We're gonna get going on that, and maybe I'll just do like a speed through of putting it up, because I'm not sure how long it's gonna take. We'll see. Hi friends, checking back in. It's the end of the day, 5 o'clock, and looks like rain. Bad time to be installing a window. But I think we can get it done before the rain comes. I just put on primer for the urethane that is the adhesive for the window. Here is the window right here, ready to go. We added these pieces of tape that we put on the window outside edges like that, so that we could kind of line it up when it's time to actually get it installed. I am so excited to have this window installed. Are you?
Yeah, me too.
I am so excited. Yeah, so we just have to wait for this primer to dry for like 10 minutes, and then we will put on our urethane and pop our window on, tape it up, and probably put a tarp over the whole car to protect it from the rain. Dun dun! Okay, this was by far the scariest thing that we've done so far. I don't know why, it just felt hard. I think because there's nothing attaching the window on the inside, just the outside. So it feels like you really have to do it right. You can't just tighten some more screws if it's not quite right, you know what I mean? But we did it. I probably taped it way too much, but I taped it all around. This thing is not falling off this car tonight, and in 24 hours it should be fully set. Morning, guys. Oh, my phone didn't charge last night, so Vincent is kindly bringing me the battery because work waits for no phone. Okay, let me plug this in just a sec. Okay, we're back. So, as you saw 2 days ago,
Sorry.
oh, jeez, run over. 2 days ago, we got our window in, which was very nerve-wracking, but we did it. I think it's in solidly. I mean, it's not budging. I'll show you. It's gonna be loud with the drill, but I'll show you anyway. There she is, all sealed up and in. This thing is not moving. Vincent is currently drilling holes for our water intake, which I will show you. He ordered everything this week for plumbing. I think I probably already mentioned that, and a lot of it came, so he's getting our water tanks figured out, which is exciting. This is going to be our intake for our fresh water. It will have a lock on it. It just has a couple different intake options depending on where we're getting our water from. So he just needs to cut a box as big as the inside of this, stick it in the wall, and it'll be gravity fed, which is why it's so high up on the van. It'll go down into the van. Hot out there?
Yes.
Next, after we get these little things installed, we're gonna keep working on framing. And that's what we're gonna do for the rest of the day, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me show you the water tanks in the van with the framing. These are gonna be in here just like this. So, you know, they look kind of like they are kind of in the middle of a lot of our cabinetry. We're literally just gonna be building cabinets around them, essentially, is how that's gonna work. So this is our freshwater tank. That's where he's drilling that intake right there. So we'll just have a hose that runs down through here, and this will be storage, so it'll be hidden. This is our gray water. This is 32 gallons, and this is 20 gallons. We do need to make also a hole for this one, and it'll be fed out through the bottom. So we have to drill a hole in the floor of the van. And this will be underneath all of our kitchen cabinets, and it ends pretty much exactly where our bed and bench begins. So that's kind of that setup. Okay, I'm back inside. I didn't even finish filming that install. It just got so hot. I'm sitting with Earl. Hi, Earl Schmerl. Sorry, I woke him up. We got the whole back half of our van framed, and I think the wiring is like officially done according to Vincent, like ready to go. The only things that will need to be obviously still wired are like the little offshoots off the main cables for like the little LED lights and stuff like that once we're actually like installing all of our little things into the van. But all of the main cables and stuff are all in their place where they should be. So that feels really good. I really wanted to finish, like totally finish framing by September. It's obviously like September 4th and framing is not done. But most of it is. The front part actually isn't too big of a deal. And from now on, basically it's just like actually starting to put stuff in the van. Like, you know, our water tanks will probably just be in there, you know, probably not this week because it's too hot. But like in general, they'll be in there ready to go most of the time because we're going to be building around them. Pretty soon we'll be putting our ceiling up and our walls, and along with that, you know, kind of in tandem with that will be our cabinets. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. That's exciting. That feels like progress, even though this week I've been frustrated about how little time I've been able to spend actually outside working on it. Hi friends. My hair looks kind of crazy. I put it up with extra clips like this morning. I haven't touched it since. I just wanted to check back in. We finished that yesterday. Here's our little key. I just wanted to show you how it works. Basically, whenever we need to fill up our water tank, we'll be able to unlock this. It's locked just so that no one can mess with it, because some people are really weird about van lifers, and we don't want anyone to be able to access our water. So once that's open, we have a couple different options for water intake, depending on where we're getting the water from. And we're good to go. Super easy. We just plug a hose into that, and then that goes from this down into this water tank. This is a 32-gallon water tank from Northwest Conversions, and we'll also have a filter that the water runs through before it gets into here, and then also pumps and stuff right here that will go to the rest of the van, wherever it needs to go. Right now, we just drilled that pilot hole. Easy! That was so fast. Did you see that? That was so fast and easy. So that is, that is going to be our shore power connection. I think I also showed you that yesterday.
Cut out the forbidden cookie. Ow, that's a lot.
Is it so hot?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is going to run from our inverter over here down this wall to right there, and we'll have a little plug on the outside that we can plug into shore power for like a RV campsite, or some of the people that my dad's friends with that have invited us to stay at different spots in the country have shore power hookups, so we will take advantage of that. We got our plug, so this is awesome because now we'll have our water and our power ready to go for wherever we're staying. The last thing to figure out was gas, but we're just going to be using a propane tank, so all we need to do is figure out the right connections and pipes for that, because that has to go to the water heater and the stove.
A funny story if you want to tell that.
I don't want to tell it. More miscommunications is all. Vincent texted the wrong Spencer about our solar lights, and so I was wondering why we weren't getting a response. That was why.
I texted a friend instead of an electrician, and my friend was like, "Oh, that's a cool electrical setup.
Looks great, dude." Anyway, good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. Today we need to figure out our ceiling planks. These are what we picked up from Home Depot on Sunday. They are, I think, absolutely beautiful. Also, sorry for the noise. We've got both ACs going. because the sealer that we need to use, I did a ton of research on what was best for these like raw cedar planks. We're using a sanding sealer, like one layer of this, and then one layer of this triple thick polyurethane. And I think I'll probably need to get another thing of this, because that's not gonna cover what we have. We have about like 84 square feet, I think, of plank to do, and I think this one covers 50, but this one covers more. Anyway, we can't do all of them at once anyway, so I'm just gonna see how far these ones go, and then we'll buy more when we need it. Yeah, this is like a horrible time to film with all the noise, but I needed to film right now because I have to show you how much we get to clean up right now. Because these sealers that we really need to use to protect our cedar planks can only be applied between like 60 and 90 degrees, and literally by about 8 a.m. it is 90 degrees here in Arizona right now. So the only way that we can really do this is to do it inside, and that'll be here in the studio. And they're 8 feet long, so there's not very many places that they can even be done here in the studio. So it's just kind of a mess. It's not going to be easy. Nothing about it will be easy. But we'll get it done. So we're going to do a whole bunch of organizing right now and make space. My nose is so itchy. I just feel like I constantly have like dust and sawdust and bug spray and all kinds of things in my nose lately. But yeah, anyway, so we're gonna try to get this sorted right now, and then I can start working on the planks because it is time to install our ceiling lights, which I will show you in a little bit. Vincent got them all wired and they work with the dimmer switch. It's great. So yeah, that's kind of the only other thing that we could do right now. So we gotta figure it out. I think we can cut it.
You don't need that. Yeah, actually you need to.
This is so long. It's like 30 feet. We only need 8 feet.
What, right here? Just so it drapes over a little bit?
Yeah. Okay, I am just about ready to start using this sanding sealer. Vincent's outside. He's like one by one giving all these a little tiny sand with like 150, 180 grit sandpaper. And then I'm making sure to wipe them down to get all the little residual sand or sawdust off of him. And then we'll get going soon. I'm kind of not sure how many we can even do at once, but the thing that I do need to keep in mind is that I'm only going to probably put this polyurethane on one side, like the side that's going to be facing us. So I need to make sure to keep all of the tongue and grooves going the same direction so that it's, you know, on the right side. So I'm kind of trying to be careful about that. But so far, I love how these look. I think that they are so beautiful. I'm so happy with them. I looked and looked and looked for cedar. I just really fell in love with the idea of cedar ceilings. Something that could just be wood and beautiful. I think it's gonna offset our like checkerboard floor really nicely. And cedar has so many good like natural properties to it that make it ideal for like a van. You know, anti-pest, antimicrobial, all that stuff. And it smells good. And everyone was talking about how they did their cedar ceilings for like $300 or $400, like expensive, and then I found all of these for $160 at Home Depot, so that was a good deal. I'm happy. Hey you.
Hey you.
Okay, I'm done for the day because I have to go to a knitting party with Jackie where we watch Netflix from 3,000 miles apart and knit together. But I just want to show you progress. We've got all of these have one layer of the sanding sealer on there, and I did an extra layer on the side that is going to be the underside. I know that these look absolutely beautiful on this side. I think that they are beautiful, but they look even better on the side that I chose for the upside, the side that we're actually gonna see. I'm not gonna have time to do all of this coat of this polyurethane, glossy polyurethane for the top side, the visible side, tonight. So I'm just gonna leave it and do it all tomorrow. They will just sit here and cure and be ready for another long day of coating tomorrow. So far so good though. They have been pretty easy to work with. Boards aren't warping too badly, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I'm just so happy with them. They're so, I feel like you can't see a lot of the red tones in the videos, at least on the little monitor that I'm looking at. But they just are the most beautiful warm color. And I think, let me show you actually this with our tile. I'll show you what they're gonna look like, kind of. Like, it's just such a nice blend of materials. I think it's gonna look really good in the van. Morning, guys. Good morning. We are gonna run some errands. I'm gonna bring you along. Is that the pump right there?
That's the pump, yeah.
That's the pump. That's the water filter that we got that is way too big. It's not gonna work. We are returning it. Huge.
Too bad, because I really think that it would have been a great filter. It's just like the casing is massive.
Yeah, it's really big. Vincent started working on plumbing. That's what the mess is. Okay. Oops. So we just got back in the car. We got our, you can't even see it. We got our 3/4 inch plywood back there. We went with birch plywood because it has a much smoother finish, which means that we don't need to do a bunch of work to it or add a different facing for the benches once we put them together. It does double the price, but half the work. So it's back there. I was gonna film it and then I realized like we kind of needed all hands on deck, so that was a dumb idea. But we did get it, and then we stopped at Starbucks and I got my first pumpkin cold cream of the season.
Oh snap!
I know. Fall is coming! I can't wait. With
oh
all
my
the,
god,
with all
I
the,
need so much pumpkin.
With all of the not record temperatures, but just especially hot last couple of weeks, I am really... Okay, I'm back. My camera died. I put on my work clothes, and now I get to figure out all of these. I'm thinking I might just kind of fill this with planks flat, and then I can kind of paint them one by one and then leave them to dry and then do another batch. I'm going to see how many I can fit on here and how much I can reasonably do. Being very short and not very long-armed. This polyurethane needs to go on in one coat. It's like a smooth coat. So I'm kind of nervous about it, but we'll figure it out. I think it'll be good. I'm just not sure how long it'll take before I can like do the next batch. I need to do 36 total. It's kind of a lot to do for a day. We're gonna see how far we get. Okay, I just want to show you the difference that this polyurethane makes. Here's all the boards that I've done. Gorgeous, so excited. Here's the one that I just set here to do. Obviously it's a lot duller. Even with the this side has 2 layers of sealant on there, and even with that, it just, man, that glossy finish really makes a difference. How's it going?
Swimmingly. Sweatily.
Yep. So we are trying to finish up the supports that we need in the van to be able to actually put our cedar planking up. We just have to add these little pieces at the right angle so that they're flush with the rest of the plywood that's up there. It's been kind of a pain in the butt because, you know, it's a little bit thicker. And you can't really cut on an angle with all the saws that we have. It's just too short a piece of wood. So, super. Good morning, friends. I didn't end up filming anything yesterday because we didn't end up getting that much done because it rained all night. But the good news is that nothing leaked. So we are in good shape as far as all of the holes that we have put into this van. Right now we're doing some tests. We accidentally destroyed this board. Very sad. That right there. But it's okay because now it can be a test for what we need to do. This is our cedar planks that I had treated. And this one will be able to salvage the sides of it. So we're just using this middle part as a tester.
Yep. I'm dumb because basically this little tip right here, I was using a too short one. So I had to unscrew this and replace this tip because if not, it's just right here and the teeth bite into it already.
And you can't control it.
And I just ripped like this, so.
Yeah. Sad
Very
day.
frustrating.
It was very frustrating. We just ended up calling it quits after that because we needed to sit and think about what we did.
Yeah, right?
Hey, Ghosty.
Baby, you're so cute.
He is the cutest.
Hmm?
Little yeller. Watch, he's gonna jump up into the van. He's been so
Meow.
curious about it. There's Black Black. Hi, baby.
Baby.
He always shows his butt for scritches.
Baby.
Hi.
Oh, you're purring so much.
Hi, baby. Okay, so I think that we're in good shape for that now.
Yep.
So redo on that.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, we have an update. I'll probably show what we're doing from now on, now that we kind of know what we're doing. It was kind of trial and error there for a while. But check out our ceiling! And we have light! We will have...
I don't know if it's gonna look goofy on camera with the flicker.
I don't see any flicker on the monitor at least, so we'll see. We'll have another light over here that we did not drill. And then we'll have a couple underneath the cabinets. So we'll be in good shape.
I have to do that right now then.
Yep, do it. Okay, we fixed it with our handy dandy drill bit. We were supposed to do this before we installed it, just in case we messed it up, but luckily we didn't mess it up, so it's fine. And here's our wires that run all the way down there, and we'll eventually go to our batteries. And we just attached the little light to those, and we're good to go.
It's technically live. I'm not supposed to do this, but it's
Wait,
just
don't
so.
do it then.
It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
You'd be fried with light.
No, it's not like frying more than like electrocuting myself.
That's it.
Ah! Okay. Now, let's string it in back up in there. Keeping the connectors handy if we ever want to replace them.
That was my big brain suggestion.
And honestly, big brain move right there. Ta-da!
Easy. High five.
1, 2, 3. We just need one on the other side. Alright, test fit.
Don't lose your grip on it. Too small?
Hang on.
Looks like it's a little too small. Hi friends.